Jeff, if you've been following all evening, you see the change of scenery. There are now hundreds of fans outside flooding into Delta Center for tonight's games. There's 8 teams total competing. Zach, I've definitely been much warmer. It is freezing out here, but the Kansas City Chiefs, they brought the heat. This team is unbreakable. After an up and down regular season, they always know how to show up when it matters, and that's why they've qualified for the divisional round of playoffs for the 6th straight season. I feel like it's not really a Chiefs night unless you're having heart palpitations, and that's exactly what happened in the game tonight. They were playing the Chargers. Less than 10 minutes away from tip-off here at the Roundhouse. You can see the action is getting crazy right now, and it's a big day for the Shockers. They are looking to snap what has developed into a 7-game losing streak. The energy is electric, and these fans are ready. Are you guys ready? Let's go! We are ready to see the Chiefs play in this Super Bowl. Andy Reid and his Chiefs still soaking in all the excitement from their success over their rivals on New Year's Eve Sunday. Both sides of the ball did their part in bringing down the Bengals, but let's talk about the defense. The current score is 2-1 Oakland in the 6th inning, and if the Royals lose this one, we all know it's Jeff Herndon's fault.
Why is it my fault if the Royals lose today?
You said that they were going to lose today.
No, I did not. No, I
Yes,
said they cannot lose.
How do you train for this meet?
Well, I put my blood, sweat, and tears into the last 72 hours of practice. My first day actually back on the track was on Tuesday. Then I laced up my sprint spikes for the 100-meter hurdles. Great start out the blocks. They gave me lane 5, which is supposed to be for the fastest athlete, so I don't know. I guess they had high expectations for me, but I crossed the finish line unscathed, and that's what matters. But let's hear from an expert, head coach Steve Rainbolt from Wichita State. Coach, how do you think I did today?
I thought you did great.
Chiefs start the 4th quarter with the ball. Mahomes train coming through. Doesn't care who's in his way. He gets that touchdown. Vinny Pasquantino wants a turn. Slams this one to right, and you guessed it, another home run. You get a ball. You get a ball. Every fan gets a ball. Now I want a ball. The Royals dominate this one with the 4-0 shutout.
Jaw-dropping score right there.
No, that was a disrespectful score. They really did that. After they started that second half, when he heard them in the hallway, they said those first 3 minutes in the second are going to be the most valuable, and I think that's where they really started to shift gears, and their offense really found momentum. The May-South Mavericks have just walked off and won it. They are moving on in the bottom of the 9th inning. They finally have scored, taken down Topeka Cymone. The team is celebrating. What a game. A long one we had here, finally finishing up. Final score 3-2, Mays South just won. Ripping and revealing.
It took my breath.
A legendary piece of art. What was your initial reaction to seeing this mural?
Actually, when I took off the blinders, I mean, it was so overwhelming. I didn't see it first.
The moment bringing back a lifetime of memories for Lynette Woodard.
There was a gentleman here. He was 91 years old. He gave me my first basketball. And for him to be here today, to witness this with me, I'm sure when he handed me that basketball, he didn't know what the revolution he had created, you know, and I didn't know either.
This mural shares the basketball trailblazer's story throughout her career. From North High School to being women's basketball's all-time leading scorer at KU, then the first female on the Harlem Globetrotters. The art splashed in the same gym where Lynette got her start.
At this facility, they allowed the young girls to play. So every Saturday morning, we had a game here and that I looked forward to. I didn't start playing in the gym, so it took a minute for me to understand the inside because I always played outside. For them to allow us to play, not only play, but play full court, at that time, it was pretty amazing.
Her storied career had the eyes of other future basketball icons watching.
I actually met her when I was 6 years old, and she's been like an idol since I was a kid. She would come up to the rec center. I played hoop it up here. When KU recruited me, she was on the recruiting team when she was with Marion Washington.
She could hoop. And that's the thing about basketball. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, man, she can ball. And we had just tremendous respect for what she was doing.
How full circle do you feel like women's basketball has come since you remember growing up and playing?
Oh yeah, it is catapulted to an all-time high today with the rise of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and so many young dreams being developed right now. So women's basketball has all the potential in the world to continue to just grow.
I remember when they were speaking, they called you a star and an ambassador for young kids. How did it feel to just hear people describing you in that way?
It feels really good because honestly, that's how I try to live my life. I try to pour into the young people, really giving them language, how to deal with the life that we live.
This new era of girls players in Wichita have a woman they can continue to look up to. The same woman who paved the path for past generations. Here for you, Cymone Smith, KSN Sports. At 5 years old, Graham Schmidt took his first swing.
I was going to play baseball, but then COVID hit.
And I didn't want my kids sitting inside, so I told him I'll take them over to the golf course.
A game he picked up quickly.
I got him some little clubs.
I think I had plastic clubs when I was about 3 years old.
I think probably after a month I started watching him swinging it and was like, wow. I mean, he was swinging it. It looked really good.
I got a swing coach, and then all that started happening, and I started playing.
You know, started seeing him get in the hole, and I think that's when he realized, hey, it's more than about just hitting balls. You got to score as well and do some of those things.
After 1 year of playing, he qualified for the USKGF World Championship again and again and again. Each tournament chipping closer to the title.
So when I was 6, that'd been my second year playing golf. I got tied for 58th, and then when I was 7, I got 45th, and then as a 8-year-old, tied for 15th.
At 9, Graham had his best finish yet, with his father by his side.
I was able to caddy for him, and with us playing all of our practice rounds and all the things we did, you know, I felt like I had a good understanding of what we needed to do.
Some kids at that big of a tournament, they'll pay a caddy to come caddy for their son, but I thought that I had a good enough caddy, and he did me well.
Well enough to win it all.
It felt very good that I won. I was thankful that things went my way. I knew I was tied going into the third day. I knew I had to shoot a good round, and that's what happened.
Graham's athleticism comes from his parents, both collegiate track athletes. Dylan, now a 4-time state champion head football coach at Andale High, but he's urging his son to pave his own path.
I've told him before, I said, I think you're most talented at golf. I hope you work really hard at it, but ultimately what matters most is that he enjoys it.
I like all of them, really. That's my favorite thing about all sports, that you can like them. Don't have to choose one when you're 9 years old.
With the first world title of his career, Graham is now driving towards bigger goals. Here for you, Cymone Smith, KSN Sports. Encouraging.
Let's go.
And inspiring. The story of Liberal starting pitcher Tristan Crusenberry.
The game of baseball is where he's kind of found his identity, this place where he can flourish and excel.
His success on the mound is nothing short of a miracle. At one point in his life, it seemed impossible.
I was 13 months old. I had spinal meningitis, and I was paralyzed from neck to down. I could not move anything, and I lost him from that. And I have under 5% chance to live, and the doctor said I was not going to make it.
At 15 months, Tristan lost 100% of his hearing, a devastating blow to him and his father.
I was angry. I was upset. I'm like, how are we going to do life? You know, I just lost all communication with my son. My wife and I process these things very differently.
He got a cochlear implant in his left ear. His right was unrecoverable. Learning to communicate became a struggle.
I was just not happy with myself just because I couldn't hear or talk very well. I was like sitting at the end of the bench by myself. You know, I was so scared, you know, getting blended to society just because I couldn't talk or hear. I was probably like 5 or 6 years old. My dad just put me in the T-ball, you know, and I just fell in love with it. You know, that's where I become the happiest person on the planet, and I just start playing it from there.
Baseball opened the door to opportunities.
It just got me to like open more paths to the real hearing world, and you know, that's how I learned how to speak as well. That's how I learned communication.
Just when he thought he was safe, another curveball.
There was a lot of bullying because he was different. There was a lot of struggles within middle school, high school, were really some rough times just because he talks different. Me as a parent looking back, there's probably times that I would have probably walked away from the game. Just seeing his determination and not getting caught up in being different. Tristan's never let the hearing loss hold him back or push him down.
Tristan says he's the only player from his high school team to be recruited for college. He finished 2 years at Olney Central in Illinois and is joining the Tigers at Campbellsville University this fall.
That's a good pitch.
His story is striking. The NBC World Series recognizing it.
You're the most inspirational player of the NBC World Series.
My dream is, you know, being going to a pro. And I feel like that it's all from God's grace. I think He saved my life. And that's why, I will carry His message around.
A message he wears proudly on his glove.
Without hero laws, it doesn't matter because you choose like everybody else. But you can go prove them wrong.
Here for you, Asia Cymone Smith, KSN Sports.